In this video, I'm going to talk about brain fog, what it is, why it happens, the impact brain fog can have on your colleague or employee, and how managers, leaders, human resources, those in occupational health, and basically everyone in the workplace can discover more about the menopause symptoms and what they can do to support those struggling with their symptoms. One of the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause can be brain fog. It can be mild and it can also be debilitating and can cause your colleagues to have trouble concentrating, memory loss issues, and a struggle to focus. Research shows that around 34.6% of those with menopausal symptoms in the workplace suffer with brain fog. So what is it? What is brain fog? Well, it's actually quite frightening, very real, and worrying when it happens. When it happened to me, I described my brain fog as though my brain had turned to cotton wool. There was nothing being retained in there at all. And others have described it as feeling as if their head is stuck in the clouds, their brain is literally in a world of its own, and their brain has turned into a giant marshmallow. And it seems the world is just foggy or misty when they look out into it. So why does brain fog happen? Well, when it happened to me, I researched, but the honest answer is no one truly knows. Now, during perimenopause and menopause, the hormone estrogen fluctuates all over the place. And in the brain, there's estrogen receptors, so that could be a connection. Now, there's not a medical test that confirms it's your perimenopause or menopause that's causing it, but it is a recognised symptom of menopause. Now, stress, worry, and anxiety can make menopause symptoms worse. So this could be said the same for brain fog as well. So how can brain fog impact the workplace and your colleague? You may notice that their focus and concentration might not be as good as it used to be. Perhaps they're missing meetings and deadlines. They've forgotten how to do the simplest of tasks. Perhaps they can't remember people's names and they forget what they're talking about halfway through a sentence. Perhaps they've walked into the office and they can't remember why. They're really struggling to concentrate on anything. They can't focus, and to them the world is a bit foggy right now and not very much is making sense. Will everyone who is menopausal suffer with brain fog? Like many menopause symptoms, they're unique to each person going through it. And how mild and severe the symptoms are, well, they're going to vary from person to person too. Now, here's something really important about menopause symptoms. They can actually create their own vicious cycle. So if your colleague is fatigued, struggling to sleep, then that can trigger worry and stress and anxiety. And so what can happen is that their symptoms just cause a massive maelstrom of problems for them. So how can the workplace help? They can learn about menopause and the menopause symptoms and how these symptoms then impact your colleagues in the workplace. So talk about menopause as an organisation. Talk to your colleagues about it. Even introduce menopause hubs or meeting places or meeting times for those that want to talk about it. You can put in place support and help, and it's more affordable than you think. Now, to find out how affordable it is, you can check out my previous video. I'll pop the necessary links below. Now remember, don't make assumptions about someone's health condition or ask them a direct question as to whether or not they have menopause symptoms. If you have concerns about someone's well-being or their performance, ask general, open questions such as "How are you doing at the moment?" or "I've noticed you've been arriving late recently and I wondered if you're okay." It's up to the individual to disclose any particular symptoms or health issues that they may be experiencing. So approach any conversations with empathy and try not to be embarrassed by the issue, and consider how the individual is feeling. If you do have concerns, then encourage them to speak either with your occupational health or directly with their own GP. Let me help you have comfortable conversations about menopause without the worry of saying or doing the wrong thing. Remember to subscribe and click for notifications of my new videos, and to click the like button too. If you found this video useful and helpful, please share it and tell others about it too.